and this is also here when you do microbiological assays. And the other thing is also, we come to the term, is how it isolates. Every site has different microorganisms. So that means you have to know also what are the microorganisms that are appearing, that are present in your facility. Because if you find them, it's normal. If you find something else, it's not normal. So on every site, you have to know them, you have to identify them. That is expected from you, that you know what microorganisms are floating around in your factory. Then you have the, the contact plates, so that is the surface sampling. So in fact, this see again, it's a gelatin with media, and but it's overflowing, and then you press it on the object, on the surface, you press it on the arm, and even you see there are some instruments even that you apply a constant pressure, because one person here may press more or may press less, and that affects maybe also how many microorganisms you capture. So you have like here special devices that give you a certain determined pressure, so you are always taking the sample with the same pressure. This is for swabs. Huh? And don't confuse Q-tips to clean your ears with swabs. And swabs is a special instrument with a special material. You don't use Q-tips. As I said, the personnel is the greatest vehicle for contamination to clean rooms. So clean room clothing is required to protect. And then you will test the people when they come out of the sterile area. You will test them in different locations. And in fact, when they are trained to put on the gown, and such a gown is not easy to put on, you will take more points. Huh? And of course, the people, they have to be properly gowned, but they have to also to have a proper behavior in the sterile area. So they have to avoid unnecessary movements. They have to keep quiet. If you visit a factory and you can see where the people have aseptic processing, you will see normally the person will sit down in the corner and not move, just wait, because if the machine works properly, in fact, the person has nothing to do except from time to time maybe take some samples or do some mini regulation. But normally, the person should do nothing, should avoid unnecessary movement, should avoid touching surfaces. Let's say something falls on the floor, you leave it on the floor. Describe an aseptic technique. And of course, every time you have to enter the critical area, you have to disinfect your hand before and afterwards. Now, if we look at the non-viable particles, we have optical particle counting. In fact, it's very simple, better easier to show you this. In fact, you emit light, a laser, and it goes into a light trap. And there's no particle, nothing happens. You have here a mirror, you have a detector, nothing happens. The output is here, flat. Now, take again, a particle comes, it's caught by the laser. There will be a reflection on the mirror, and then the signal will give into the detector, and then you have here this artifact here. That is the principle, very simple in fact, but in fact, you see, what you see in your machine is this little part with a sample inlet, but here you have, let's say, your system with the laser, etc. But then you have to extract the air, you have a flow monitor because you extract at a constant speed, which is 28.2 liters per minute, you have a pump, you have a filter, and because here you may have microorganisms here, because this is microorganism virus, you have a sample exhaust, and the sample exhaust goes through a filter to avoid that you pump your bacteria, your virus out, and then you have all the control electronics, and that can go to serial data. I mean, you can go to a SCADA, to another system, you can have a printer, and you have a display. And you can have, of course, connect this to an alarm. So this, you see, this is in fact what is explained here. But then you have new ones with laser-induced fluorescence. And then that is what I said before, that it will detect live organism because of the fluorescence. But at the moment, it is still very expensive. But in a few years, nobody will speak anymore about the price. For instance, here, then you see this has to be mounted inside the machine. And then, for instance, here you have your particle sampler, which will be connected to the particle sample below the machine. And here I will put my Petri dishes. Or here I have another model. I have here my active sampler, and I will here my passive sampler. So it depends again what you want to test, how you want to test, and also how much money you have. The other thing that we monitor is the pressure differentials, because you want to keep your room, depending on if you have a live, toxic, infectious, sterile material, in over and under pressure to something else. So you have, that is what you know best, is the magnehelic. So it's these are still liquid color manometer. These are old system, but very cheap. But we tend not to replace those by digital instruments. And those digital instruments, they are programmable. So that means also, because here you have to make maybe here a little mark to say, okay, this is the allowed range of pressure that I want to have here. You can program that, say, okay, from here to here it's green, from here to here it's red, etc. So this is coming more and more, those programmable displays, which are digital instead of analog instrument. And of course, all this has to be calibrated. Then you have special calibration pump to simulate a certain differential pressure. So, formal system of microbiological control must be implemented at all times to monitor, control, and identify the microbiological contamination on an ongoing basis, because it's a continuous improvement. And you want to know which microorganisms are there, why, and how can we avoid them. So you have to say here or say, plan, do, check, act. What is my problem? I have microorganism. What are the solutions? Study the results and implement, etc. This is based on those questions. My problem, I have microorganism. Why do I have them? Is identify the program. And then how can we avoid them? Is those three here. Do, check, act. And also the question is, when I have a microorganism, how do I know what it is? And how far do I have to identify it? And you see, you all know Gram, Mr. Gram. And so you have the Gram positive, the Gram negative. That is already a first start. But in fact, you can identify microorganisms by two systems. There's the phenotypic, the genotypic. Okay, genotypic, you see, is very hard to use. It's DNA based, etc. It's very complex. But phenotypic, I mean, cultural, I mean, it's simple. You cultivate them, you see. Morphological, also, you can see them, etc. The other one, physiological, serological, biochemical, etc. You have system like API from Biomérieux, etc. You have systems with, you put samples and you have little cuvettes, and then you can identify different chemical reaction, and then you know from tables or from the computer which microorganisms you have. And in your microorganism, you will find your house isolates. That is, and you have to know them. So it's a GMP requirement to know what they are. You must review it annually, possibly. And of course, if you know that, you use that to validate your disinfectants, your sterility test, your medium fertility test, because I mean, these are the most probable that you will encounter. So that means you must be sure that all your disinfection methods, etc., are compatible with those microorganisms. So, I mean, you will go to genotypic use. No use going much further. So for phenotypic, that is normal. Of course, if you do product monitoring and your product release is based also on that, then you may have to go further. So that is if it's an in-process control, or maybe the release of the product that you do by environmental monitoring, then you must go further in the identification. Good. But then to do this, I would like also to introduce you a terminology which is BMS and EMS. If you have a factory, you will have what we call a building management system or building automation system. And this building automation system will control your HVAC, your heating, your ventilation. It will control pressures, etc. Control the air handling unit, building utilities like water, heating water, cooling water, brine, black steam, etc. Fire alarm system. It's not a GMP system. It controls. That is important. The BMS, the BAS controls. And this is in fact engineering. But we must have, as a pharmaceutical company, what we call an EMS, an environmental monitoring system. And this one is passive. It records an alarm. Of course, this one can also give alarm. But this one is what I use as a pharmacist, as my QA, etc., to decide if my batch is good. So this one will also monitor. It will log all the events, etc., store data, etc. But this is passive. It doesn't control anything. So whatever happens here, let's say if my pressure goes down, maybe I go have my ventilator run faster, etc. He will tell me, yes, the pressure went down and maybe you have a critical case. So it's a very big difference. EMS is passive and is quality relevant, is quality assurance. BMS is engineering, is not a GP system. And because it has a direct impact. So the direct impact because it influences your decision on what to release. And normally, and of course, because it's critical, it has an impact. That means all the instrumentation that goes in the EMS is critical instrumentation. That means we have critical sensors and we have critical parameters. My temperature, my relative humidity, where necessary. For instance, if I take my air pressure, fan failure for critical system to flow reversal. So for instance, then I know from my sensor, from my magnehelic, etc., room pressure, particulate contamination. And because it's critical, I consider there a UPS backup also. First, not to lose the data, and secondly, because it has to work at all times. So remember, so the EMS you use as a direct impact system because you base your decision to release or not to release on the data gathered by the EMS. This is a typical system, and we'll come that in the case study. And then, of course, when you have done all this, we have seen all the instruments that you have, I've spoken to you about the methods, etc., then we get reports. Then, okay, you can have exception reports, I mean, everything is okay, you just show what has gone wrong, time plots, statistics, and you can have maximum, minimum, average, standard deviation, percentage alarm, percentage conformance, alarm events, etc. There are many types of reports that you can use.